Hello everyone, my name's Michael Dommett, and for the last 6 weeks I've been working with LiveStyled, surfacing the right offer to the right person at the right time using machine learning. LiveStyled's digital platform enables venues to build the best apps, websites and digital interaction tools. This in turn helps them to recognise, understand and reward their visitors. At the heart of this is data. When you visit a venue, say for a concert, you interact with multiple data touchpoints, such as e-ticketing, catering, social media, Wi-Fi, for instance. LiveStyled's platform brings all of these sources together into one place, streamlining the user's journey and enabling the venue to personalise content, rewards. And it's rewards and promotions that I've been interested in during my project. In particular, I've answered these two questions. When should promotions be triggered and who should be targeted? So let's take a look at how people tend to buy during an event. And if we look at the probability compared to how far into the event we are, we see that most people buy most purchases in the middle. And that makes sense, right? Because it's half time or the support act's just finished, you go and buy a beer or get something to eat. However, if we look how people make their first or their only purchase, this is much more likely to come at the start of the event. And actually, if you don't make your first purchase by half-time, you never will, statistically. And that means that the venue will lose revenue. So can we understand when people have made their last purchase and incentivize them to make another? Keep them buying all the way through the show and increasing revenue. So can we use machine learning to predict when a purchase is someone's last, and then incentivize them to make another? So I've used the XGBoost classification algorithm here to try and solve this problem into what we call the last orders model. So going into this are a number of features which I engineered from transactional database, such as how much is the order for, how long's to go in the event, how long is the event in total, as well as some transactional details. Most interestingly, I think, does the order contain beer or not? Seen a lot of the people like to drink beer, and when they buy one, they tend to buy another. Don't need data science to work out why, I think. So all of these go into our model, and at the end we get a prediction of whether it's someone's last order or not, yes or no, binary classification. And the model's pretty good at this. It can get the right answer better than 2 in every 3 orders. But more useful than actually just the binary classification is the probability that we get from the model. What's the probability that it's someone's last order? Because that means that we can threshold and decide on who to target and when based on this threshold. But how do we choose this threshold? Because unfortunately, we can't offer promotions to everyone, because that would mean people who were going to buy again anyway would be buying at a discounted price, and so we'd lose a full price purchase in exchange for a discounted one. So to try and get the best probability threshold from the model to maximise revenue, I made a simple pricing model, which, for a number of probability cutoffs, we calculate our projected revenue. And we can see that when we set our probability cutoff too low, at around 0.5, which would be pretty standard, we don't maximise revenue. And that's because we offer too many promotions. It's too wide, and simply, in data science speak, we have too many false positives here compared to the number of true positives. So we're not being selective enough. But we can go too far the other way here and be far too selective and be too cautious in our promotions. And when we set the probability threshold too high, that means that we simply don't offer enough promotions in the first place. And so again, we don't maximise revenue. The sweet spot, the Goldilocks zone, comes at around 0.65 to 0.7. It's here where we maximise revenue by maximising the amount of people who were never going to buy again, and minimise the number of people who would have bought anyway. So now we know who to target and when. We just need to know how to do it. So this is now currently under work to be deployed. A purchase would come in through the LiveStyled app and go through the databases and through to our machine learning algorithm, which has been deployed on Amazon SageMaker. This would then give us our prediction, which, if it falls into the criterion of the threshold, would send a push notification back to the customer, who would then make their extra purchase and drive revenue for the venue. The venue's happy because they've got this extra purchase, and the customer's happy because they've received a discounted offer, which everyone loves. So LiveStyled are now using machine learning to drive revenues for their partner venues. Thank you.